Hello and welcome to the Big Bank Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Dan, listeners, I've got no idea how we're going to get 40 minutes out of this. Colwell's really pushed our content generation hard this year.
Yeah, except when he's doing so badly, we can just talk about that.
Yeah, but when it's boring,
Yeah.
when it's eventless.
Well, there was an event. But yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, well done for sticking with it, listeners. I don't know what's coming up, but we're not going to be talking about the Goal Fest.
No.
So, City were away. I can't speak. City were away to Lincoln City, drew 0-0.
Yeah.
Anyway, next week, anything else to say about that? Two things to say.
Got that air raid siren.
Was that playing again? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, I missed that. I only had the radio on.
Every time there's a corner, they start cranking up this air raid siren.
They love that. I lambasted that once, many times, in fact. And someone wrote to us to say, "Come on, lads, don't you know it's World War II related?"
Well, yeah. Well, aren't all air raid sirens World War II related?
And also,
much?
like, the concentration camps are World War II related. I mean, I can't slag it off.
Well, it doesn't mean you. I mean, what's that got to do with anything?
I don't know.
What's it got to do with having a corner? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah.
It's not just by condemning use of an air raid siren. Isn't like.
I'm not saying the RAF are idiots.
It's not implicit support of the Nazi party. Is
No,
it?
I wouldn't say so.
No.
There we are. Anyway, we'll have a go at it again. Stupid.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. Didn't score anything. When they held on Matt Reed, it added to the sense of terror, didn't it? That like.
Yeah.
Here comes giant bumble grunt.
Matt Reed, responsible for probably one of the greatest Exeter City photos, isn't it? When all the players, all the fans are on the pitch and someone's giving him the finger and he looks fuming. It's so good.
Yeah.
I'd be so pleased if that was me in that photo.
Anyway, he wasn't there.
No. So they were.
So they're slightly above us in the league.
They were on top, as you'd expect. They had a lot more chances. They hit the bar.
Yeah.
They had a penalty shout, interestingly, in the first half.
Yeah. You think it was a penalty?
No.
Yeah.
Of course not. Where Macmillan, the ball hit Macmillan's hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you could argue it in the probably in the Premier League in the year of our Lord 2025.
Under the watchful eye of VAR.
It will be given as a penalty.
Yeah.
But to anyone with any common sense, no, of course it isn't a penalty.
They didn't get it.
They didn't give it. I don't think you can be aggrieved by that, and I am going to be aggrieved in a minute. But I don't think they can be aggrieved by that.
Yep.
And then they hit the bar, and then not much else happened in the first half. It was not an enjoyable watch.
No. Or listen.
And in the second half, they forced a decent save out of little Joe Whitworth.
Yeah, still making good saves, isn't he?
Yeah. And he hasn't done anything mad for a while, has he? He hasn't had a big old blunder for a bit.
Where's he going next year, do you reckon? What can he hope for? Top level League One?
I don't know. I don't know.
I wouldn't say. I know
I'd be
Dawson.
surprised. I know stats-wise, he's had a good season, I'd say, probably.
Yeah.
Especially given the issues with the defence and them all disappearing.
Yeah.
But no, he's been good.
But he's not Championship level, is he?
I wouldn't have said so, but I don't know. No, probably not. I don't know.
Would you buy him?
Well, I'd like to buy a goalkeeper.
It'd be good to own a goalkeeper
Yeah.
who's going to play, wouldn't
So, yeah, maybe.
Any chance of Harry Lee coming back next year? Any chance at all, Gary?
Well, Harry Lee's not going to play for Exeter City in goal next season, no.
No.
Because
unless it's a different manager.
Well, he would have played a bit by now, wouldn't he?
I don't know, would he?
We mentioned this the other day.
Gary's so averse to him that
what I mean is, if he had any chance of, if he was actually going to play for Exeter, he'd be trying to get him in by now.
Under Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Gary's not here, I mean, I haven't seen him. I've barely seen him play.
Well, I would imagine that would be the same for another manager as well, then, because he hasn't had any League One experience. He hasn't even been on loan to a League Two team.
No. Funny, isn't it?
or even a conference team.
No.
You'd be looking at getting him on a full season loan at a conference team where he plays every match.
Or League Two, wouldn't you? Yeah, that's right.
Of the whole thing,
Yeah.
you know? And that's not happened. So I'd be shocked if he plays for us next season.
Anyway, Whitworth goes, but do you buy him back?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I'd like to. He's good. Yeah, he's
good enough.
Why not? He's good enough.
Yeah.
I think we could get a better keeper potentially. I don't think that's, you know, I think we could get a better keeper. We've had better keepers on loan in the past, whatever. But I would like to actually sign a goalkeeper rather than every year just have like another guy on loan for 1 year and then that's that, you know. Have to start again every season.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the downside. Anyway, he made a good save.
And
so then the other eventful moment...
Well, yeah, was that we scored a winning goal.
In injury time.
With our only shot on target.
One of our few shots in general.
I think we had 2 shots.
Yeah.
And
it's not great, is it? It's not great.
The ball hits Angus MacDonald. Basically, it's heading straight for him.
Yeah.
And he kind of tries to sort of move out the way and the ball hits him.
Yeah.
In a kind of curled up ball position. And it hits him, I think, on the arm / the stomach area. And then, is it Sonny Cox who knocks in the rebound? I think it is. And then the ref gives a handball for that. And I think it's stupid, isn't it? What's he supposed to do?
That's the thing, isn't it?
But then again, that's what handballs have changed for some reason now into this mad thing where but even by the letter of the mad law they've got, because Angus MacDonald didn't score the goal, that still shouldn't have been disallowed.
No, it's a very strange decision.
Because if you're the attacker and the ball hits you on the hand under any circumstances and then you score, that's now under the current rules disallowed.
Yeah.
But he didn't score.
No.
It's nothing McDonald could do about it getting hit on the arm there, and someone else scored, so it shouldn't have been given.
And you wouldn't, I mean, we'd be shamed for it, but you wouldn't really expect to get a penalty in that situation, would you? If that hits a defender, comes back and Cox scores.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, very frustrating.
But we didn't deserve to win that match. It would have been an absolute smash and grab.
Yeah.
But we were denied a perfectly good goal from open play.
Yeah.
And they've been, at premium this season.
Certainly have.
Gary Caldwell
went bananas.
Went berserk and was sarcastic clapping the fourth official.
Which I enjoyed.
And then obviously had said something so heinous.
Yeah. That
the referee was called over and he was given a straight red card. I think that's the 3rd red card he's had this season, right? I
believe so.
Now, obviously, understandably, he's very annoyed.
Yeah.
That his team's been denied 3 points there.
What you say about Gary, though, and this is true of anyone who suffers for an unjust card or whatever later on, is he didn't need to get those red cards earlier. This was the actual unjust moment when you make a right old fuss about the wrong things in the past. I can't remember what the other ones were. No, I can't either, but that one, fine, that's really annoying. I get why you'd be so upset and cross about that. 92nd minute.
Yeah.
For a stupid thing, but usually he's just shouting about anything.
So now he'll be suspended.
Some talk
presumably.
Some talk of a stadium ban.
He won't give them that, will they?
Apparently, if you accumulate a certain amount.
Wait, so what does that entail? Literally, you're not allowed in the stadium.
You've got to sit in the car. Yeah.
Well, you might as well stay at home.
Well, I don't know.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
Because of course, Mourinho was the famous stadium ban, wasn't he? He got smuggled in the
laundry basket. Yeah. I wonder what. I mean, do these things? But wasn't there last time he got sent off? Didn't it not take immediate effect?
It doesn't take immediate effect with managers. I don't know why.
So will he be there on Saturday?
Guess.
Maybe he will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and other than that, it was. It's very, very. I mean, it's a clean sheet and a point away from home, and at any point during the season against whoever we're playing in League One, and given who we are and our status and whatnot, that's good, isn't it? You know?
Oh, yeah.
It is good on paper.
Yeah.
But you sort of find yourself going up. But what is it? I mean, I know that's good technically, but there was nothing good about it as someone who is trying to watch it because they enjoy watching football and sport in Exeter City. It's just can't be. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we've covered it, haven't we? But it's turgid. This is a return.
Brilliant
to turgid.
defending. That's what I would say. And like,
I mean, I suppose
got to praise everyone for the defensive display. Just attacking is like, what's it all for? If it's not for, if it's going to be that terrible to watch and that unenjoyable, what's it all for?
Why wouldn't you start Pat Jones if you know you're going to have to counter attack? Because he's very good at that.
Well, I suppose you don't start him because you want to keep it tight.
Right.
He did it all. I mean, he did it all right.
Yeah.
I'm not having a pop at the approach in terms of like the desired outcome. But one of the desired outcomes is, and I guess maybe it's definitely to Gary, and it'll be secondary, but it is a spectator sport, you know.
And this is Lincoln City. This isn't Wrexham or Nottingham Forest.
No, yeah.
Like, I'd understand why you keep it tight for the first half an hour, but away teams do sometimes win games 2 or 3-0. That is a thing that happens. You don't have to sneak it in the 92nd minute.
No, but that's the idea, isn't it? And also, we are coming off a terrible, terrible run, aren't we? So
6 games unbeaten.
Like I said, it all makes sense. It's just thoroughly unenjoyable.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, so 6 games unbeaten. So that's 10 points in the last 6 games. Very good. Can't argue with that.
I wasn't.
I know you weren't. Some of the other performances have been more enjoyable than this.
They have, yeah. And it's not that bad. But, you know, you've got to talk about something, haven't you?
Well, unfortunately, we've got little else to talk about. We've done the air raid siren.
I'd like us to sign a striker next season.
Yes, that would be good. 2.
Well, yeah, we've got Andrew, haven't we?
Yeah.
Presumably next season.
Yeah.
He'll be a part of things.
Guess. Jay Bird, in theory, still ours.
Maybe Jay Bird, yeah.
Mitchell, who knows? Watts, who knows? McGuinness, who knows?
Yeah, regardless of any of those things, I'd still like us to buy a striker. You know, Watts and Mitchell don't count. I know what Mitchell basically has been playing sort of up front with McGuinness, but it doesn't work. We have no attack, basically. Like, that's the thing you can take away from this season. We just don't have any attack. And that only matters. That doesn't matter when your defence is good enough, which thankfully since January it has been.
Yeah.
All credit to those 4 lads actually, including Purrington and Macmillan. 5.
Yeah.
Really, really good, and have nothing bad to say about any of that lot. Nothing bad to say about any of the players or any of the people. Just like, I don't know, you got to do some attacking at some point, and we need to address it. Employ a new coach. Something.
Have a different view of who you want, what you want your team to be made up of, what kind of players. Because McGuinness, as good as he is at certain parts of, what would you call it, like forward play?
Yeah.
He does have some qualities that allow him to do some of those things. He's not able to attack in any ways that our team are able to provide for him.
No, he can't contribute to, and it's not just him, it's the configuration.
It's not just him.
It's the configuration of all of it. It doesn't work.
And he works hard. Like, he does work hard. And
oh yeah,
he does throw himself around and he does do what he can, but that system does not allow for half of his strengths.
No, it's more of a kind of maybe it's not just a matter of signing a new striker. Maybe it is a matter of hiring a new coach. You've got to do something. I can't do another season of this.
Do you think we'll have to? I think the balance tips if he can say, Gary, 3 seasons of mid-table football, mid-table league finishes, with a team with one of the lowest budgets in the league, with big spells of injury. You know, he'll swing it like injury.
You're
crisis.
writing a CV for him, eh?
Well, I'm just thinking, he's not moving to Exeter, right? Exeter City has been useful to him. I mean, permanently. Exeter City has been useful to him because we don't sack people. Or if we do, it's hard work to get sacked.
Yeah.
So any other club he would have gone to, if he'd had a similar run of form as he did in 23-24, he's lost his job, right? And the same again this year, to be honest. He's lost his job.
Yeah.
He's been able to show, because of our approach to recruitment, he can turn things around and he can do things with this modest budget and whatnot. Therefore, with each time that happens, and we're looking now like it's going to happen again and we'll finish above 16th probably, that makes him more employable than if we'd sacked him when we look like we're heading for the relegation zone.
Definitely, of course, yeah.
So
another sacking under his belt and he'll struggle to work again anywhere.
Indeed so. So this is, in a sense, this is his opportunity.
I wonder whether another team might disregard all that and go like, just think, well, Exeter City just don't sack anyone. And he has been on these... I don't know.
They may.
No,
I don't think...
Fair enough. The league position speaks for itself and so does the budget. Maybe he'll chip off. Maybe he won't.
Yeah. Like if
I can't see him. I think one more... If he stays for next season, I think that probably will be the last of it.
I mean, he's... You know, let's assume that he's not getting a job with any of the top 8 teams in League One. Birmingham City, obviously not. Wrexham, obviously not. Wickham, no. They've got good track record of recruiting younger managers. Charlton, got loads of money. Stockport, well, yeah, in theory, that kind of covers everything. But Stockport are a smaller... Well, they're kind of equal to Exeter City, and they've managed to get playoff place.
They've got a load of money now,
have they?
Yeah.
So they're not employing him. Huddersfield, load of money. Bolton, load of money. Reading, they're going to want to turn the tide. Although they might... See this? Might be getting relegated anyway. Anyway, that's by the by. So he's not going to...
Not relegated.
Chucked out.
Yeah, booted out.
So that gets rid of all of them. So then he's going to have to think, okay, well, I'll go lower down. So you either look at teams below us, or you look at... I mean, now Wigan are now below us. So that kind of thing. Or probably more likely, he'll take a League 2 job, because he'll say, with a big budget in a League 2 club, I've got a chance.
Bradford.
It feels like he can sell that narrative.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
He couldn't have sold it 2 months ago.
No, and if he'd been sacked, he would, yeah.
He'll presumably expect that this time next year, we'll have had another slump.
Yeah.
So you've got to get out when you get out, haven't you?
We've got to expect that now, I think, haven't we?
Yeah. So that feels like a likely thing. And I do wonder if he's already having those conversations. Just seems like... That would be a sensible thing to do if you're looking to move back up north.
If that's the case, I mean, we don't know that for sure, then probably he probably is looking. I mean, we've definitely, like we said before, we've heard that he has been for other jobs and not got them. But so clearly, if that's true, then yeah, he's not thinking I'm staying here for as long as I can. No,
and I guess if the jobs he's supposed to have applied for, he hasn't got, Bolton, etc., then you're going to have to recalibrate where you're aiming your sights, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but things change quickly, don't they, in football?
They do. Anyway, shall we talk about the league position?
Yeah, I don't even know where we are. 15th?
We're 16th.
16th.
We've got 45 points, which is the same as Rotherham in 14th and Peterborough in 15th. Stevenage are 4 points ahead of us in 13th on 49. Then below us, Mansfield 44, Wigan 43, Northampton and Bristol Rovers 42, and then you've got the relegation zone, Burton 36, Crawley 30, Crawley 33, Cambridge 30, Shrewsbury 28. So Shrewsbury are 14 points clear of safety, and Burton are 6 points, not clear, 14 points away from, and 6 points away from relegation. Yeah. Which makes us 9 points clear, with 4 teams in between us and it.
Yes.
With 8 games left. No, sorry. That's not right, is it? 9 games left.
9 games to go, is it?
9 games to go. I'm calling it. We're safe.
You're calling it now?
Yeah.
Time at the bar?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Because we've got to play some of them teams below us. And I don't think they'll beat us. I don't think they'll all beat us.
No, look at the. I mean, the way we've been defending.
Yeah, exactly.
that many clean sheets in
Yeah.
the last however many games. It's something will have to go quite spectacularly wrong now for it to for us to get relegated.
Yeah, no, I've called it.
Now we know it's mathematically possible to go down from here, but yeah, it'd be very unlikely, I'd say, at this point.
Yeah, I'd say that
So
everyone.
another season of mid-table.
Yeah. Well, like you said earlier, on paper, that's absolutely ideal.
Yeah, without even entering the relegation zone. I
Never
think.
once. Yeah. Yeah. I think everyone's down except Burton, you know. Crawley are 9 points clear.
Well, Bristol Rovers are absolutely sinking like a stone,
Yeah.
so they'd be the one.
They'd be the ones, because Burton have got a game in hand over them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we are. That's the state of things. We'll talk about what's coming up after this. Welcome back to the Big Bank Theory podcast. Remember, you can email us, bigbankpod@gmail.com. Thanks to lots of people that wrote in about the cancelled branding event. So when we last spoke, the online thing was still happening, wasn't it? But then actually it got canned because of behaviour.
Bad behaviour.
Bad behaviour. So thanks to Chris.
By mysterious figures
Yeah.
from within the trust.
Chris in Italy forwarded us the email. So yeah, we can see that stuff. Thanks, Chris.
I think that's a really weird thing to do.
To cancel it.
Yeah.
Do you think that the graphic designer was like, I'm not doing it?
Maybe.
That seems like the likely thing.
But it's possible, yeah.
Can't blame him if he's getting bellowed at.
Well,
by
maybe,
someone.
but hasn't he already sort of been paid to sort of start doing this process?
I don't
So
know if-
maybe.
From what I understand, this
But it's
was-
on Zoom as well, so if people start kicking off, you can just boot them out. Like it's
Maybe.
I get if you didn't want to do another in-person one again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find it quite a strange thing to do, and also to the explanation. There's sort of no explanation for it. There is if you kind of go online and look it up, like from people's own accounts. But if you don't do that, the trust has just gone. No, not happening now.
Again,
right.
in a way, this goes back to our question/issue of what we are as a club. Because like we said, when we were talking about people having a say, we want to be kind of open. So we partly treat our organisation like a charity with loads of stakeholders.
Yeah.
Football doesn't really work like that in general. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't have the opportunity.
Well,
for getting
nothing will
involved.
ever get done.
No,
Would it?
no, but not even that. Like, if you go to any football club, lower than us and obviously bigger than us, there's a lot more like protection and like barriers. I don't mean physical. I mean like it's just quite hard to get access to a manager or a coach or a managing director because football supporters sometimes are annoying and nutters, right? So you think like
A lot of the time.
a lot of the times you're like, well, we'll assume that's the case so that there's no danger that Jim Ratcliffe's going to get bellowed at, right?
Yeah.
When he looks like he's sat in the crowd, there's not a normal person within 10 seats of him, is there?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Whereas at City, we're kind of betwixt and between, and so you can get access to people in a way that actually Tiverton Town supporters can get access, but we're a much bigger thing, there's much more people. So I think we're kind of set up trusting that everyone will behave themselves, and unfortunately, sometimes people are really annoying and goons about it all, and that's when there's a kind of backlash, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I feel for them. I just think maybe we need to start thinking like the democratic process has to be shifted a bit and, you know, a bit more protection around everyone doing stuff. And I know we're a community club. I know that's really important, but you just got to kind of protect people. Otherwise people will stop wanting to do it, or we'll just sell up and go back to being an old-fashioned club. And
Well, there's not much chance of that happening if members won't even allow us to have a new badge,
indeed,
let alone sell to investors. I don't know. I agree, and I know I get that it's a little bit different and a little bit harder to do. I just think maybe that they need to kind of be a bit savvier,
Yeah.
from a kind of communication standpoint. Just you need to explain things a bit better than that. You know, like this is a big topic. Clearly, people are very emotional. emotionally invested in a lot of this stuff. The branding, it kind of like cuts to the heart of what they think that Exeter City is, and I don't really agree with that. I think it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Although I think it's quite nice to have stuff that looks good about the place and to present ourselves in a nice way. And I don't massively mind what that looks like, as long as someone does a good job on it, and it's not done by if they were like, oh no,
We've had a competition.
we've run it, yeah, we'll just we'll just let anyone do it, kind of thing, like as long as it's done properly.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know.
No, I know.
But
anyway, so that happened. It got cancelled, but the democratic process continues. We're voting on the home shirt.
I know. I didn't think they'd go for this again because last year. Well, I could be massively wrong here because maybe it's sold really well. And
Yeah.
that's why
You do see quite a lot of them around.
and that's why they're putting it out. But what can you say? People have no taste. So yeah, so we're out of trust members are allowed
Trust
to
members
vote
on 3 shirts.
on we're changing the home shirt this season. Both the away and third stay for another, and Adidas kit again. Obviously. And option A,
Yeah.
it's a thin striped kind of affair.
A bit like ones we've had fairly recently.
Yeah, Watkins kind
Yeah.
of era. 2015, isn't it? That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah. Which was a
Which-
Joma shirt, of course, with
I think
Flyby
it
on
might
the
have
front.
been one of the... Yeah, it was Joma, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got option 2,
Yeah.
which looks like a Rotherham kit.
Pinstripes, isn't it?
Well, it's a majority... Basically, it's a red shirt with white sleeves,
Yeah.
which has very thin white pinstripes on it.
Yeah.
And all these kits for the men's have white shorts
Yes.
and then some socks.
Yes. And for the women have black shorts.
And the women have black shorts.
And some
then
socks.
the third shirt is just sort of normal, thicker kind of striped with a little kind of extra little
Yeah. Thin.
border on some of the sort of thing on some of the
Yeah, so 3 white stripes, 2 red stripes, and a border of red. That's right.
little, yeah.
And they're all red on the back, as they always are because of the numbers, I believe.
The first, so 1 and 3 they're pretty inoffensive, quite boring.
Yeah.
But whatever, fine. And 2 is the interesting, contentious one. A lot of people seem to quite like it, and they're quite up for having something a bit different. And some people are, outraged that we'd move away from the kind of traditional sized red and white stripes.
Yeah. No, have you voted yet?
I have actually, yeah.
Care to share?
I think I voted for 1,
Oh, yeah.
but to be honest, I don't really. Out of 1 and 3, I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
I think they're both pretty mid, just whatever.
Yeah.
2, I could get on. I'm not against it. I'm not against the move away from red and white stripes at all. Partly because if you know, most of these people getting up in arms about it probably don't actually remember that we haven't always played in red and white stripes by any means.
No.
We've always had variations on red and white kits and whatnot. You go far enough back, green kits as well, But I'm not up for that. Let's stick with red and white. But
That would be a...
I just think that
mystery.
it's not very nice, the second one. I'm not against it in the concept of it. And actually, I think it was 1987.
Right.
Although
I was
be
but
wrong.
a child.
We had a very similar thing with a red kit with white pinstripes on it.
Oh, yes.
But that one didn't have white sleeves that made it look like a Rotherham or an Arsenal kit. And if they'd gone fully in with it and made it, 87, 88, if they committed and gone red sleeves as well with pinstripes on them, I'd have thought, I'd been all for it, I think.
Okay.
Have a look. You can have a look on these like historical Exeter City kits. I mean, it's a drawing of one. It's an artist's
I
impression.
have seen one of those in the flesh.
You can look. You can find real ones as well, and it's like I'd be up for it. But I don't know why they've gone with the white sleeves.
Is it probably an Adidas, Template.
Yeah, but
I voted for that one, the second one.
yeah, the Rotherham one.
Yeah. Because I think, nice.
You want to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, I want to mix it up a bit. That's right. You're right. Something a bit more radical would have been great, but I like it. Anyway, there you are. So that's democracy at work.
I don't know why I have such a strong opinion about it, really, because, I mean, the whole point of it is to sell shirts.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd just wear the same red and white striped top every single year.
We would.
And I don't buy the shirts, so it doesn't make... So it's not really anything to do with me. But just from a purely kind of aesthetics point of view, it does interest me for some reason.
No, fair dues.
And I would like to have a...
When there's no good football on show, at least the kit looks nice.
I would like to have a really good kit. I don't think we've had a really, really good one for quite a long time.
I mean, I really like the current home one. I like the shade of red. I like that it's Adidas. But I think I like it because it's just solid.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's absolutely fine.
But remember, we've had a few years of kind of slightly silly Joma ones. And then that one came along and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I
although
want.
you say that, but then I actually think that the last Joma home shirt is better than the current Adidas one.
No, do you? With that funny collar?
Just a round collar, same as we've got this year.
No, that was the one before, wasn't it?
No, the last one was a round red collar, normal red and white stripes.
So the one before was the slightly strange
The one before was horrible. There were 2 white stripes on the front of it.
Yeah, is that right?
The one we won the league or got promoted in.
No, there wasn't there one in between. Can't remember now. Struggling to remember. Anywho.
I can't remember we got promoted in. There isn't one in between. Those are the last 2. Both carpet right. The most recent one is nice, and I think it's better than the Adidas one. Obviously, they're not made as well, and Joma's a bit kind of,
European.
It's just a bit. It's not. Adidas is
Don't
much
write
more.
in.
Adidas is much more prestigious, isn't it? And like, whatnot.
Oh yeah, you're right. Red sleeves, round collar. That was 22-23.
Yeah, it's nice. Really nice.
Yeah, that is
the
nice.
Stano kit. Let's call it the Stano kit.
Yes.
I think that's better. Like, maybe not better made or whatever. I don't know about the quality, but I think it's nicer than the one we got now.
Interesting.
Those very similar.
I'm just struggling to find the one I'm talking about. Anyway, there it is. So you can vote now. Get on with it.
Well, you've got until 9 p.m. tonight to do it. So by the time you're hearing this, you'll have a couple hours left, basically.
Good. Yeah, get on with that, please. Is there any other business?
It will be 3, I imagine, probably. I think that will be the winner.
Which I'd be happy with.
Because people don't like, as we know, clearly from this rebranding meeting last week, people don't like change. They fear it.
Yeah, they think it's a judgment on them and their past.
They do. They think
it's a celebration.
There's nothing wrong with our branding. There is. It's shit. Let's get some new branding. I don't care about the badge, really. Whatever. Just stick Colwell's face on it. I mean, it's going to be here forever anyway, so we might as well.
Please don't stick Coldwell's face on it. Beg you all.
Get him on there. Get a little Mount Rushmore of Exeter City people on there. So you got him, Coldwell. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 2 white stripes.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, that one's horrible.
Yeah.
Coldwell's face. Hawker's face. Who else?
Tag.
Julian Tagg's face. And who's the 4? There's 4 people on Mount Rushmore. Is there 5?
4.
4. Who's the 4th?
Gerald
the steward.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get him on there.
Get him on there. And then that can be the badge.
All right.
I mean, if people don't like change, we could just have Gerald's face on the badge.
Never change.
Because he's been there as long as anyone. So is that something to raise at the branding meeting? Should it ever be rescheduled?
Yeah.
Because who's going to argue with that? Why not keep the badge exactly the same as it is now? Exactly. But where that little lion at the top of the thing is popping up, just superimpose Gerald's face onto him instead of a lion.
Lovely, sold.
Just nothing different at all other than that.
All right.
Apart from we could rename the whole club to Gerald City FC.
Exeter Gerald.
Exeter Gerald FC, yeah. Or what's the other one's name? The red-headed fella.
Oh, he looks like Mr. Oxborough who taught me DT at school.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know the fella? Ginger beard.
Yeah. We always used to call him Oxborough because he looked like
He's
our
been
teacher.
there for ages as well.
Yeah, he has. He was a young man when he started. I suppose Gerald was too, but I wasn't.
Maybe. Yeah, so that's the badge. That's all that. I don't know what any of that was really.
Yeah.
Kit stuff. Kit.
So coming up, it's Wrexham. Sold out because everyone's excited by Hollywood or something. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? So that's going to be busy on Saturday. I'm not there. I'm working.
Pathetic.
Sorry, I got a job.
Yeah. But our jobs are pathetic.
Yeah, true. So they're obviously really pushing for promotion. It's between them and Wickham, isn't it, for that second place?
Certainly looks
Automatic.
to be. Yeah, they are going to be out. They need to win this, basically.
I'd love them to go to the playoffs and lose in the playoffs.
Of course, everyone would love to see them fail in the grand British tradition.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
not liking seeing people do well at things.
No, it's not that. It's the kind of American.
I know. Yeah, there's obviously circumstances around it,
Yeah.
but I don't like to see people doing well,
Oh, fair enough.
and that's, I think, my right as an Englishman.
Yeah, agreed.
Now they're Welshmen,
Yes, they
so
can
even more reason for them to tell them to, do one.
jog on. So they'll be really pushing for it.
Daffodil loving,
Leek eating.
leek eating,
Yeah,
sheep bothering. Are we allowed to say that? No, probably not.
probably not.
They don't do that anyway.
Male voice choir singing.
Yeah, mining,
Yeah.
other things.
What else
Other
they
things
do?
that Welsh people do.
Yeah.
God, I like Wales a lot. It's sort of like it's better than England in a lot of ways.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
it's beautiful, beautiful country,
England's
and
beautiful country.
and they're very nice people.
So are the English.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's better in a lot of
I
ways.
disagree.
What, you don't think there's anything better about Wales than England? They like rugby a bit too much. I will
Like
say
rugby
that.
way too much.
Yeah.
No, I don't see it being better than England at anything. Sorry. I think it's fine.
Right. Some of that dramatic coastline.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, we have got that. Yeah, but fair enough. It's shit.
I didn't say that either.
And no. I think I've read between the lines there, and you're slagging off Wales. Fine. Two people that don't dislike Wales.
Yeah.
Are the actor Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And the actor Rob McElhenney.
Yeah.
They love it.
They do love it.
I
like
think-
that. I do like how much they've got into it.
Are people? Yeah, but they'll. Yeah, I suppose so. Are people? Have people bought tickets thinking that they're going to be there,
I've got no idea. It seems really strange to me.
or that they're going to be on a documentary or something?
Every other game, we've been 2,000 short of capacity.
I just want this match right to pass without incident, because I don't want Exeter City to be on their documentary.
Yeah.
I certainly don't want it to end up being anything that makes us look
Yeah.
like a bunch of gimps.
Yeah, we don't want that for all the world to see.
Exactly, yeah. And then there's people who live in America who've got no interest in football or anything, thinking, "Oh, Exeter City, they're the one with half their stadiums missing." I don't know.
call it the gaff.
I just don't want just like they just win. They can just win 1-0, fine, as long as nothing happens.
Do you remember when City suddenly gained loads of Turkish supporters because that YouTuber was playing as City on FIFA one year?
Yeah, I do remember
That was
that.
weird,
yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
That's a weird side story.
Mm.
Anyway, so that's Saturday. I'd assume we do very well to get anything from it.
Yeah, well, though the defensive displays have been
been
really
good,
good, so
yeah.
I expect us to basically kind of like do what we did against Wickham, which is like not really try and attack much, and just keep it solid at the back.
Yep.
Have Hartridge and his mates
Yeah.
header everything away.
Yeah. Lovely stuff. And then Tuesday, Barnsley away.
Ooh, where are Barnsley these days?
Still in Yorkshire, Dan. And also in the league, they are in 11th, just above Lincoln. So
Right.
hardly set the world on fire.
No.
They're kind of underachievers, aren't they? In fact, they haven't won in 4 and lost 3 of the last 4. So we could go there with a reasonable chance of the old away display, maybe.
Well, yeah, but that's what we have to. You got to play to your strengths. That's what we've got to go. It's kind of what we've got to do. It won't be entertaining. It won't be good to watch. It'll be even less good to watch now that the minute that there's kind of basically nothing to play for. The season's over. Forget it. Go and do something else with your life. Snooker World Championship starts soon. Stick that on.
Yeah, sure. What's that?
Easter's coming.
Yeah.
Why not do an Easter egg hunt instead of bothering yourself with Exeter City business?
All things are possible.
Will you be doing Easter egg hunt? You've got small children.
They're not small anymore. They don't. They just eat them.
They don't want to hunt for them.
They don't really want to hunt for them.
Fair play.
They like to be presented with them.
Yeah. What, while they're playing on their games consoles?
No, they're just on the table when they come down.
Oh.
I just basically followed what my mum did. Plonk them on the table.
You don't have to spoon feed. You don't have to sort of, mouth feed the bits of egg while they're playing Xbox in.
No, I don't. No, I wouldn't tolerate that.
Easter used to be a bit more of a big deal, didn't it?
Is he? I don't know.
Maybe it's just I'm thinking about when I was a kid.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a big deal or not. I always struggle to know when it is because obviously it moves.
Well, it's very late this year, I know that.
Yeah.
Yes,
the season will nearly be done by the time it's Easter.
Have a hot cross bun. Have a chocolate egg.
HCB.
Get on with your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like a hot cross bun?
Not really.
Do you like simnel cake?
No, don't know what that is. It sounds gross.
No, it's nice. Easter cake. Like rich fruit cake. It's like a Christmas cake, but it's cut just marzipan.
Absolutely not, no.
You don't like the marzi?
I'm just not into any of those things. Fruit cake.
Really?
Marzipan. I'm not like, ugh, they're horrible. I just think I'm not eating that. What a waste of calories. I'll have something nicer. Thank you very much.
I love marzipan.
Especially if I'm going to eat a cake.
I love marzipan.
It's
You don't
not-
like a Battenberg?
They're fine.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to choose that over something that's way nicer. It's unhealthy, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're all unhealthy.
Cakes are unhealthy.
I'm not saying don't eat them.
Yeah.
But if you are going to eat one, think carefully about which one you're going to go for because you've got to make it worth your while. And as a result, I'd never choose any of those ones.
Listen, be like me, run long distances and then eat them all and laugh.
Yeah, that's not. He's not a doctor, so I wouldn't say that as a particularly healthy lifestyle.
I am a doctor.
But you're not a doctor of medicine.
Oh, no, I'm not that. Yeah, I'd say go for it. Get some marzipan in your face.
Yeah, well, if you like it, eat it. But I just think there's nicer stuff out there, so I never would.
All right, fair dues.
Sindel cake.
Simnel.
Simnel cake. It
Yeah.
sounds so austere.
It's nice, the opposite of austere.
It doesn't sound it. It
Yeah.
sounds like Dickensian.
Yeah, it probably is Dickensian.
Just kind of like, oh, this is all we've got this week. Is this? Oh, master, we've only got it. Oh, all we have is a Simdel cake.
If you listen carefully, the listeners, Dan did 4 accents in one sentence.
It's just a generic Dickens 19th century pauper accent.
Right, oh, was it? Oh, yeah, good. Well, I don't know. I recommend it. Maybe we'll tweet out a recipe for simnel cake. We don't use Twitter anymore, do we? It's not even called Twitter anymore.
Yeah, I don't want anyone thinking that it's for some sort of to make some sort of political point. And we're like, oh, find us on Blue Sky with all the woke people. It's nothing to do with any of that. I just can't be asked.
Yeah, right.
And we don't get any engagement off it, so it's pointless.
I like being woke also, although I'm not on Blue Sky.
Blue Sky, where no one will hurt your feelings.
What's the other one? Mammoth. Megalith.
Truth Social.
No, not Truth Social. There's another one, isn't there, called
I don't know, pangolin or something.
Yeah, what's it called? That thing.
No one goes on that.
No one goes
anymore.
to any of them, do they?
No one goes on any of them, no.
No. You know the real winner was, I'd
X-Web.
wager. X-Web and the Postal Service, letters.
If only.
Yeah, I know.
I
writing the
think
letters.
it's a flourishing X-Web is the thing that Exeter City should be, one of the things Exeter City should be most proud of. Because
Other forums don't stand up to it at all, do they?
no, it's a very good forum, like literally from a UI point of view.
Yeah.
And also, it's like flourishing,
Yeah.
like
Lot of
social website.
Interesting, isn't it? It's all like kind of self-policing, and I know there's occasional intervention.
But you think that like forums are a thing of the past,
No,
think no one's on them anymore. They're all gone. That's like a kind of like antiquity of. But it's not. It's still going strong. So yeah.
Oh, it's way better.
And
than...
yet again, silence from the trust in support of it.
It's way better.
Why
than
can't
all
we have
the...
an email out from the trust saying X-Web's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well done,
Maybe
all
they do,
involved.
because they've said to us they like this. So maybe they say to them they
Have
like that.
in sort of off the record.
Nah,
in
yeah, well,
secret.
that's what they can do, innit? Just so that when we say things that are out of order, it doesn't look too bad on them.
We're not saying things are out of order.
You said you hated the Welsh.
I don't think that was me.
Oh, yeah.
If you listen back, yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, we've had 45 minutes of this nonsense off of one handball and one save.
Get used to it because there's going to be a lot more of this going on till the end of the season.
What we got? 5 episodes left?
Yeah, but we're going to have to talk about something else because there's no football to talk about because there's nothing to play for,
Yeah.
and even if there was,
Yeah.
we don't know how to. We can't score any goals, so it's boring.
Yeah.
So we'll have to talk about something else.
So welcome to this absolute nonsense fest.
I mean, this is what happens. The Trust have only got themselves to blame
Have they?
because if things were more exciting on the pitch, people wouldn't be concerned so much about things off the pitch.
That's true.
It's
true.
really true.
Yeah, it's really true. Okay. I think we've said enough, Dan.
Yeah, said too much of anything.
We'll be back after Wednesday, I suppose, next week, after
Yes.
Barnsley.
Yes.
Until then, have a good week. Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's... what? My name's John. What?
Do it again.
Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.